Every week, sports cards are setting record sales right now. And in today's episode, 5 of the hottest cards from the last 7 days.
My name is Jeff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies. And at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me on my journey to profit from the hobby we all love.
Sports card investors, and welcome to another episode, another Top 5 Tuesday. And it seems like every day when I go into my Market Movers data tool and look at sales from the day before, cards are going up and up and up and up and up, and this week is no exception. There are some red hot cards I'm going to tell you about today. And I am also doing an amazing giveaway. Talk about red hot. How about Prism basketball? How about a sealed box of Prism basketball that I am giving away this week? You do not have to be a member. Anybody can enter this contest. Anyone can. All you have to do is go onto my Instagram. This is going to be an Instagram contest to give away this box of Prism basketball. My Instagram is at Sports Card Investor. Go on to Instagram. If you don't already follow me, you've got to follow at Sports Card Investor. And then you simply have to comment in my post where I talk about this contest, my most recent post, I talk about this contest. You simply have to comment with 3 of your friends. Tag 3 of your friends on Instagram in the comments. That's all you have to do. Follow me on Instagram. Tag 3 of your friends on Instagram in the comments. Pause this video right now, go over to Instagram right now, grab your phone, do this right now, and then come back and let's play and let's talk about some hot sports cards. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the card market and 5 incredible cards this week. And let's start with a guy I absolutely love, a guy who I have been talking about for months now, saying people have forgotten about him to a degree. You need to buy his cards, and I'm talking about Luca. I have said repeatedly over the last few months that with all of the hype around Zion and Ja, smart investors are putting money into Luca because Zion, great player, certainly amazing player. In fact, you're going to see him in today's episode. And Ja has a great amount of potential as well, but Luca was already more proven than these guys. But the investor community, the collector community had kind of forgotten about Luca as all of their attention had gone towards guys like Zion and Ja. Now what happened? In the last week, Luca played the Pelicans, had a great game, beat Zion and the Pelicans. Then he played the Grizzlies, had a great game, beat Ja and the Grizzlies. And all of this sudden, everybody started to remember Luca again, just as I thought would happen. And here is what has happened with his card prices. You're looking at his base Prism PSA 10 on the screen. Look at this. This is the last 90 days, and you can see his cards were pretty consistently low for most of those 90 days comparatively to, Ja and Luca, or Ja and Zion rather. But then as we get into the last week, look at this. Look at this. Ever since those games against Zion and Ja, his cards have gone crazy over the last week, and honestly, deservedly so. Luca needed a bump. Luca deserved a bump before now with all of the attention going to those other guys, but he finally got the bump. And if you go back a week ago, these base 2018 Prism PSA 10s were around $300, $275. The last couple of days, they've been $609, $640. They have well over doubled in price. In the last week, they have more than doubled in price. And his silvers have done similar things. All of his cards have gone absolutely crazy, and deservedly so, because Luca is a wonderful player, and everyone who kind of forgot him about it for a little while there is finally back on Luca again. It is great to see. Another guy who is hot as can be, and of course, why not? Because the Lakers just beat the Clippers, and the Lakers look like they might be the kings of the West, and maybe they're even going to be the kings of the NBA. I am talking about Anthony Davis. Yes, LeBron is hot as well. Everyone loves LeBron. LeBron is hot, but Anthony Davis's cards are even hotter. And this week, investors came back around to Anthony Davis cards. Let's take a look at what happened with Anthony Davis cards this last week. And we're looking at his last 90 days of Anthony Davis's Prism PSA 10, his base Prism from 2012. And you can see for much of the season, these cards were hovering around $300. That's where they were, a little bit above $300 for most of the season. And then in the last week, they've jumped to $585, $583. And then after his win against the Clippers, we're up into the $777, $781 territory. So cards that you could have gotten for around $300 a few weeks ago, around $400 a week ago, have now doubled, and they're up into that close to $800 territory. And I wouldn't be surprised if over the next day or two, we see those go even higher. Anthony Davis, another player absolutely on fire. Let's talk about baseball, and let's talk about a guy who I told my members of my membership program to buy 3 weeks ago. I told my membership program, buy Cody Bellinger. Buy Cody Bellinger, because Cody Bellinger has been ignored over the off season. While guys like Acuna have had amazing runs in their prices, Cody Bellinger hasn't gotten the same love. And I saw this and I said, wait a minute. This guy is the MVP. And not only is he the MVP, but he is on a team that is the favorite to win the World Series. And I know the Dodgers have been the favorites to win the World Series before, and we haven't seen it actually happen yet. But they're going to win the World Series one of these years, and this could be the year, and Cody Bellinger could be the man on the World Series winning LA Dodgers, or at least they've got an amazing chance of getting back to the finals again. And so let's see, people have started to wake up to this. Thankfully, my members are aware of this. And look at what has happened to Cody Bellinger's card prices. Over the last week is when we've really seen a run up in his card prices. They were, if you go back about a month ago, you could have been picking up, this is his Topps Chrome Update 2017 PSA 10. His Topps Chrome Update 2017 PSA 10 around $50, $52, $59. If you go back a month ago, and now these cards have gone on a run, $202, $207, $177, $190, $194, $189. So we have literally gone up about 4x over the course of the last month with Cody Bellinger's card values of this particular card and a lot of his other cards as well. It was deserved. I'm glad to see it has happened. I'm glad that the members of my membership program were able to get out in front of this. And by the way, if you're not a member of my membership program, for only $9 a month, you get my card pick of the week every single week. And I give you great card picks like this one. So consider joining. Go to my website, sportscardinvestor.com. Click on membership in the upper menu bar to find out more about my membership program. Now let's talk about another basketball player who has been red hot. I'm going to talk about one of Luca's teammates, because as a sports card investor, one thing you should always consider is if the real star player on a team is hot, sometimes we see some of his teammates get a little bit of a bump as well, especially if it is because of the fact that that team is playing really well. We've seen it, for example, with the Pelicans. Zion, really hot. Lonzo Ball getting a bump. Of course, Lonzo Ball is playing really well too. You guys know I've been talking about Lonzo Ball in the past. I really loved him from an investment standpoint. His cards have been hot because Zion's cards have been hot, and Zion has helped elevate the team. He's helped elevate Lonzo, and Lonzo is now playing with great potential. Well, another guy who's benefiting right now is Luca's teammate, Kristaps Porzingis. And of course, Porzingis is a great player in and of his own, and he showed it the last couple of games. He had great games. The Mavericks, when they beat the Pelicans and they beat the Grizzlies, Porzingis, big part of that team's success this year, and his card prices, especially this last week, as Luca went on his run with card prices, Porzingis went on his run as well. And here we're looking on the screen at Kristaps Porzingis's Prism from 2015, his base card in PSA 10. And if you look, for most of the season recently, this card's been hovering around $50. And the last few days since they went on this little run, that card just hit $176. In fact, if we go down into the detail data, you will see that it actually sold at auction for $202. That 176 up on the graph was an average of cards that had sold that day. He had one that sold all the way up for $202 at an auction. If you can have one of his cards go for $202 at an auction, so it's actually outselling the buy it nows and, the best offers and that type of thing, that's a really good sign that his, buy it nows and best offers are going to continue to push up to that auction level or above. So Kristaps Porzingis, another red hot player right now. And finally, let's end our top 5 list today with the guy who is getting the most attention and the most excitement in the entire sports card hobby. And of course, I am talking about Zion. And I will tell you guys, I was wrong about Zion. I was wrong about Zion. When Zion returned, I thought he was going to be somewhat limited. I thought that the Pelicans were going to manage his minutes. They were going to play him conservatively. He probably wasn't going to have, big, super big games for a while. And I thought that his card prices were not really going to come out on fire. Hey, I was wrong. Zion's card prices have been on fire and his play has been on fire. I mean, deservedly so. Zion has been doing excellent. He has been meeting or exceeding everybody's expectations, and his card prices continue to remain hot. And if you look at Zion's prices over the course of the last few weeks, they're continuing to go up and up and up and up and up and up. In fact, to crazy levels right now. If we look at where Zion's cards were a few weeks ago, this is his base 2019 Prism Raw. That was around $84, $82, $88 a couple of weeks ago. These things have just climbed in recent days all the way up to hitting $200. We have now hit $200 for his base Raw, a card that you could have bought a couple of weeks ago for less than $100. They have doubled over the course of the last couple of weeks. Now, I'm going to say it again. Maybe I'll be wrong again. I still kind of think now's the time to sell Zion. I would personally cash out on Zion and put money into other players. And the reason why I would do it is because the Pelicans are unlikely to have a deep playoff run. They're obviously fighting to try to make the playoffs. They're unlikely to have a deep playoff run. So I do think as we get into the playoffs, his prices will begin to soften a little bit, and they'll soften a little bit into the offseason. So this might be a real hot time right now to sell Zion. But hey, I also would have told you a few weeks ago to sell Zion, and look at what has happened. So that's, the market is so hot right now that Zion continues to be just the flame that is keeping the market, burning red hot. One of the many flames that is keeping the market burning red hot. Man, what a fun week though for the hobby. It's wonderful to see cards like this go up in value and to see this much excitement and buildup of these various players. I love seeing it. Hopefully you love seeing it as well. And please enter this Instagram contest. I would love to have you follow me on Instagram. I am at SportsCardInvestor. Go to my Instagram, tag 3 of your friends in my post, and follow me. I want to send you this box of Prism. I really, really do. I also would love you to be a member of my membership program. And even if you haven't joined, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my podcast. Every subscriber makes a difference for me. I appreciate your support of the show. The great content will keep on coming. I'll see you back, in fact, in 2 days for my next episode. Thanks everybody for watching. See you in a couple of days. Enjoy your week.